Okay, I am live. I had a little trouble trying to go live. I'm not exactly sure why, but here I am. Welcome to Pets Show and Tell. So, I'm hoping to make some videos, hoping to add some other friends that have pets, not just for myself, but pets are a really big part of our lives, and I really want to share with other people some stories today. Since it's just me, I'm going to share some stories about some of the pets that we have had in the past. And so, if you're watching this video, you can go ahead and comment in the chat box, or just go ahead and listen. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about some pets that we have had in our family. Now, I do not call myself a huge pet person. I am not a major animal lover. I know that there's a difference between some people that really love animals and some people that just tolerate them. I'm probably more like the type that will tolerate animals. But once I got to thinking about it, there are some animals that we've had in the past that have meant a lot to me. And animals really do bring a new dimension to your life. And so, what I am doing, my name is Cindy. Thank you for coming to my channel. And I work for VIPKID. I also work for Outschool, which is also an online company for teaching. And for this company, we can have students from all over the world depending on when we open classes. So, it's a really great opportunity for English speaking teachers to teach American children in our own country. So I work for Outschool, and I'm also just at the beginning stages of working for a company called Your Teachable Moments. And this is a company for adults. And so what I'm going to do in Outschool, you make your own classes. So I'm teaching beginner knitting, and I'm also opened up a new class called finger knitting. And that has actually been a class that I have now 4 students for. And I'm really excited about it. This was actually mentioned by a parent that wanted their student to learn regular knitting, and she was kind of young. So she kind of gave me the suggestion to try finger knitting. So I have 4 students signed up for that class. So far, I've taught, I think, I don't know, 15 students or so. Outschool is a little harder to get into because you have to make your own classes, and you have to try to figure out what times are good for you, for them, what classes they're going to like, what classes you're going to like, that kind of thing. And so I am doing, for Outschool, I'm doing a pet show and tell class. And I've had one class where I had 4 students, and it was a lot of fun. One student had a dog that was just like 2 weeks old, and one student had like 3 or 4 dogs and a couple cats. And then we had our dog. And I also showed some little videos of a couple different animals. And I also talked about different animals that the presidents have had down through the years, even in the White House. So it was really fun. And so pets in our VIPKID, we know that we have some classes that are all about animals and what animals can do for us. And it's a really great study to just look at animals and ways that they can contribute and make our life special. So I thought I would go ahead and share some pet stories with you today. So let's see. When I was a young kid, my mom wasn't really that much of an animal lover either. But her mother was. Her mother loved animals. Her mother was just an amazing animal lover. And even into her older years in the nursing home, anytime anybody would give her a magazine or newspaper, she would cut out wonderful animal stories, like, just really unusual animal stories and pictures of animals. It was really cute. So this is even when she was in the nursing home. She just always loved animals. So anytime I could, I would bring her animals. So one time I had just gotten a dozen chicks, and I brought them to her just to look at. And, you know, when you're elderly and you're not in places where there's lots of animals, that's really special when somebody will bring them to you. And so if you're watching this video and you're a YouTuber or VIPKID teacher or even an out school teacher, or just a person who loves pets, go ahead and message me and I can have you on this channel and you can talk about your pets. Last week, I had a couple different VIPKID teachers who shared their pets and it was really fun. One of my friends, and you can see it in the other video, she shared that she had just gotten a dog and it was very young, a real little puppy. Now, my animal in this picture here is a Chihuahua that we got. And this was a sort of a mercy case. There was a family that were trying to breed animals and they actually got too many animals and weren't able to place them in homes. And so this animal really wasn't treated very well. And so when we got her, she had a lot of emotional problems. So we still have her and she's, you know, she's quite an emotional thing. But for my classes for VIPKID, I will use her a lot in the classes to show the kids a real live animal. And it just seems to, like, if you have a student that isn't talking a lot, having an animal kind of breaks the ice for them and they love to see real live animals. And so that is our dog, Cleo. She makes an appearance on the class quite often. Okay, and we also got Cleo a little bit after we got this dog. This is my daughter's special dog. This dog's name, this dog has since passed away, but this was Clifford. Clifford actually has his own Facebook page. And Clifford was a dog that my daughter got because there's Clifford there with one of my boys a few years ago. She really wanted to get married, but she wasn't finding anyone. And she thought, you know what, why don't I just get a dog? So she got this dog and she actually brought this dog to obedience school. And this dog was everybody's favorite. Now, you may know from watching this channel that I have 13 children. And my daughter, who's the oldest, is the one that got this dog. And she just really took care of it. But then she was also busy. So when she was gone at work or she was gone at college, the rest of us got to take care of Clifford. And so all of my kids just felt like Clifford was their favorite dog or was their own personal dog. And what happened was one day I was in the house and I didn't realize that she had gone up toward the road and we had trash out by the road. And she was kind of sniffing at the trash and somebody went by and hit her with their car. And it was very sad. And I ended up taking him to the vet, but he was already gone. So it was a really sad story. So Clifford was probably about 6 years old when that happened. And he was a very good dog. And I've since looked to see if I could find a replacement dog, but they're very expensive. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll go ahead and get another dog. I'm not sure. But this is a picture of a bird. My bird story goes like this. One day when my kids were, let's see, my oldest was probably about 12 maybe. And we, you know, you can imagine with a house full of kids on Sunday morning getting ready for church is a little hectic. And it was close to my third daughter's birthday. And she had been praying for a bird. And so Sunday morning, my daughter was cleaning off her shoes because they were kind of muddy. And she went out to the porch and she's cleaning off her shoes. And then she saw on the railing, she saw this bird. And she's like, Mom, there's this bird over there. And I don't know, it doesn't look like a real bird. Like, it looks like it's a special bird. It doesn't look like a wild bird. And so I was like, Yeah, you're right. And so she tried to catch it. She tried to call it. She tried everything. And then I was like, we need to hurry up and get to church. We don't have time to catch the bird. And so she was like, oh, okay. And so she started walking into the house, and the bird jumped on her head. And so she walked into the house with the bird on her head, and she came in, and the kids were buzzing. And my third daughter, who'd been praying for the bird, was so excited. And she was like, they were just, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to take care of birds. I didn't know what they eat. I didn't know what to do with it. So we got a really big box, and we put the bird in the box, like upside down, so that it would be there when we got back. And so that was before the days of the internet as we know it today. We did have the internet, but it was a lot slower, and it wasn't as easy to navigate as it is now. So I did go on the internet, and I found a group that had all birds in the world that are like lost, domesticated wild birds that were like flying around, and people were looking for them. And I realized it was this type of bird. This is a love bird. You get them at the pet stores. And so then we realized this is probably somebody's pet. But we kept it. Then they were playing with the kids next door, and the kids next door, whom we didn't really know very well at the time, they said it was their bird. So we gave them back the bird. So it was kind of a not so good happy ending, but it was a really funny story. And it was just so funny to think about how the bird just, jumped on my daughter's head, and then, that was it. The bird came in. Now, this is a picture of, do you know this dog? This is a dog on TV. Yeah, this is Lassie. I love that movie. I think I want to go find those movies. Those are such great movies where they were so quiet. There wasn't a lot of, craziness to these movies, and there was like a really good story to it. And Lassie always saved the day. And I just love these movies. And so we actually had a dog that looked just like Lassie. We got this dog from someone who was breeding them, and this dog looked just like Lassie, but the jaw was a little bit off. So they were breeding them for like show dogs, and they couldn't show this dog. So we ended up getting this dog who was very, very emotional. And we couldn't really handle the dog, but we had her for probably a couple of years. And then we ended up giving him to a friend, who then in turn passed him on to a farm that took care of pets that were, you know, emotional. Like, it was just really scared of storms, uh, was really hard to housebreak, wouldn't walk on, like right now we have hardwood floors, but right back then it wouldn't walk on anything except for carpet. And so it was a hard dog to take care of. Plus, you had to get this dog groomed like every, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months to keep the mane all brushed out, and you got hair everywhere. So it wasn't quite a story like Lassie, but it was fun to have the dog. It was a good dog. So that was our dog story. And one time we had a cat. One time we got a cat. It was a year old, and a homeschool family said that this cat had never been outside. So we thought, well, it'll be fine. We'll take care of it, and we'll keep it inside. Well, the cat got out one night, and the cat had kittens. I think she had like 4 kittens the first time. And we realized after we had more cats in the house that she had a very premature litter. So we did have 4 kittens that survived from that litter, and then she had another litter of about 8 cats. So I don't have the family picture to show you at this moment, but we had a family picture of all the kids holding a cat for Christmas time. And that was the first picture that people would look at the photo of all the kids and say, where did you get all those cats? Because they were all like, they were all kittens. We ended up giving them all away, all the kittens we gave away, but they were fun to have. It was fun to have for the little bit of time that we had them. But yeah, they ruined all of my carpeting upstairs. They did a lot of crazy stuff to my house, but I guess it was kind of worth it. Now, I also do have chickens right now. If you've seen any of my other videos, you may have seen my chickens. And this is a picture of my chickens. And I just love chickens. Even before I had chickens in a coop, I had chickens as a decor. I had pictures of chickens and stuff in my kitchen. And I just love the looks of chickens. Now I have all the same color chickens right now. I have two bantams that are two different colors, but I really love having them. And our chickens just started laying eggs. So I'm really excited that I now have fresh eggs for my dinners. And that is really fun too. So here is a picture of one of my wonderful recent breakfasts. So eggs are very good for you, and especially fresh eggs. These eggs are fresh and just delicious. And we even got double yolk. I had a double yolk this morning as well. So that's really cool. That means they're happy and healthy chickens. But these chickens are the most aggressive chickens I've ever had. I went in today and they were pecking at my feet, and I don't really like that. And so those are my animals. Now this picture here is a picture of my kids with my friend down the street. She had lots of dogs. She has Pomeranians, and we had a couple of her dogs and a few of our dogs. And that was a fun day. We went all for a walk, and every single kid had a pet to take on the walk. It was really fun. So this is my neighbor. She since moved away, but she has had ferrets and all kinds of different animals, and she just loves animals. So, and we have also raised pigs a couple times, and we didn't really raise them because we like pigs. We kind of raised them because we wanted to kind of have the experience of raising an animal for food. And we homeschooled, so I wanted the kids to know exact kind of how that feels, like to raise the animal for food, because that is sort of part of what animals can do for us, right? And even in the VIPKID lessons, it talks about the pig gives us pork, and the cows give us milk and butter and things like that. So chickens give us eggs. We can eat chickens. I haven't really eaten any of my chickens per se because I'm not into like the, processing the chickens, but we'll see. I do have some boys so they can help process chickens, I guess, if I had to. There is definitely an art to that. But those are some of my pet stories. Now, right now, we do have our dog, Cleo, as you have seen in the photo. We have Cleo still, and we now have a guinea pig. So I can use these animals in my classes. And I think that's a really great way to show a prop. And some of my students in China have had dogs and cats. And I have a student that had a rabbit, and students who have fish and turtles. I've had a student show me a turtle. Not sure of any other types of animals. Birds. I did have one student who has a grandfather that lives on the mountain, and he had chickens and pigs. That was kind of cool. Yeah. So usually he lives in the city, but his grandfather lives on the mountain, and he visited him for quite a while during the COVID shutdown. And so it was a lot of fun to see what it's like. Now, when he showed me the animals, they were kind of in pens, so I could tell that they're for food. But then the boy turned the camera and showed me the beautiful mountain site. They had a lake, they had a mountain. It was country, like really, really cool. So that was really special. And So yeah, I've seen my students with lots of different animals, but a lot of them live in the city. So the animals are either in an apartment, or I don't really know how they take them on walks and things like that, how that all works. But I've seen some really beautiful animals. Like one student, I can remember, he had a dog that was like all long, white haired dog, beautiful. Another one that was like a husky dog that was white with blue eyes. And it's really fun to see the students' pets also. And I love to see the pets of different teachers that I've seen in videos, or they've talked about them on their live streams. I know Teacher Tim, the online teacher dude, he has a cat, and I've seen his cat walking around while he's doing his lives or his videos. And I've seen Teacher Mindy. She basically lives on a farm, and she has cows, and she has I know she has a few. I think she has more than one dog, and horses and stuff like that. So I really enjoy seeing my teacher friends and their pets as well, and it's really fun to see different people and how they interact with their pets. Teacher Danny, Happy Farms, Louisiana, she has lots of dogs and cats as well. So if you are a teacher and you have a pet, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to see you in the comments. Share with me your pet. If you have a pet video, share that with me in the comments, and I'll watch your video. I'm thinking also of the Brit girls. They also have dogs, and I've seen them just petting their dogs right there in the video. That's really fun. So just let me know. If you have a pet, let me know. If you have kids and you'd like them to show their pets on Outschool, look for me on outschool.com, and I will post a link below. If you have never used Outschool before, you can get a rebate up to $20 on your first class. So if you take my class, great. If you don't want to take my class, you can still use my link and choose any other class you want to choose. And if you're interested in being a teacher on Outschool, I would love to help you out, give you some tips, and you can message me at normandcindy13@gmail.com, and I will message you back, and I will also post a link below for teachers for Outschool, and I can help you through the hiring process for Outschool. And once you make $100, whoever refers you can get a bonus of $200, which is awesome. It's a great incentive for trying to find teachers on Outschool. And for Outschool, you can teach anything you want. If you love animals, you could teach about animals. If you love knitting, I'm going to teach knitting on Outschool as well, or cooking. And you can also teach academic classes like math, science, whatever. Read books to kids. There are so many different options. So, and then our new company, yourteachablemoments.com, is just brandy new. So they're just barely taking teachers, and they're taking students as well. So you might want to check that out, see what they might offer for classes if you would like to take them. So thank you for watching, and I appreciate your support on my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would really love it if you would hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and I will see you again next time. Thank you. Have a great day.